My partner and I were patrolling a block away when we heard screaming.
You heard the attack?
No, the discovery. Tough guy in the park.
I didn't see anything.
Sexually posed, put on display. Our boy wants to read about this in the paper.
Look at your marks around the neck. No other apparent wounds. Except for the skirt. Wasn't short enough for somebody. It's been cut off.
Blood on the boot. Maybe she got a piece of him.
I'll grab an evidence bag.
Liv? I don't think the blood's our perp's. It's hers.
Guys, anyone find a severed foot?
In New York City, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. These are their stories.
Hey guys, welcome to Munch My Benson. My name's Adam, and I'm here with my good buddy Josh Dugan, who I haven't at all been speaking to on the line for the last hour.
Yeah.
How are things, Josh?
Well, I mean, we mostly kept it to...
We didn't do any
all
banter.
things green card. Yeah, we saved all the banter for this because, we knew we'd be on mic for probably 3 hours tonight.
Maybe. Yeah.
We got out of green card fast, though.
We got out of green card fast. So
even if we get out of this at 2 hours...
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that'll be as much as a normal one of our fucking episodes that we record. I unfortunately have a lot of notes. I do have a lot of notes.
Oh.
Just FYI.
Well, it's a season 4 episode that we watched this week, and
right. I have 7.5 pages of notes because guest stars go from the middle of page 2 to the end of page 6.
Wow. Oh, so let's do some quick bullet points on our winter breaks, because this is the first episode we've recorded. We took like 2 weeks off of recording. Winter break when you have kids in elementary school is it's long.
Yeah,
it's very long. But we had fun. We didn't go at it. We spent 2 nights in Santa Fe before Christmas, which was fun. And then we went up to later after Christmas. We went to Bandelier, which is a national monument kind of near Los Alamos, where there's ruins of ancestral Pueblo peoples, which is really fucking cool because they're these cliffs that have all these holes in them, basically these little caves. It's like Swiss cheese with these caves, and there was ancient Pueblos there for 1,000 years or so, and you get to climb up these long big ass ladders, and so that was a lot of fun. We had fun doing that. Otherwise we took pretty easy. We watched a lot of movies. So I watched Jingle All the Way. I was telling Megan that Arnold Schwarzenegger pushed that car for 12 miles, something like that.
It was lovely to me when we were doing our green card episode just now, and you were the one complaining about geography, not me. The geography within a scene, because usually that's me. But you took the baton and carried that one across the finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How about you? Anything exciting? Did you get to go to the cabin?
All over the place. No cabin. Jackie had to work on the Friday after both holidays, so
that sucks. That sucks ass.
Yeah.
Do you think we should just jump into this one? Because I think
there's a little bit of pod biz.
Oh, there's pod biz. Great.
Yes. So back in episode 243, which I just edited, I said that stunt performers had been in SAG for as long as I could remember. That is true because I was not alive in 1937 when they officially came under the aegis of SAG. So, C. Thomas Howell, who, for what it's worth, was a child rodeo star, does have one stunt credit on his IMDb for Night of the Juggler.
Wow. C. Thomas Howell was...
Yeah. So he could, in fact, have done some stunt work on that. Maybe somebody else entered it, but I think it's him. Almost positive it's him, and he'd have been 13 or 14 with Night of the Juggler film. So it would make sense that he would have doubled for her in some of the scenes, like in the ruins or something.
So, speaking of stuntmen that I didn't realize were stuntmen and are in way more movies than I realized that they were, I was watching License to Kill. We watched both Timothy Dalton Bonds.
Okay.
I'm a Dalton boy, big time Dalton boy.
Is it The Living Daylights?
It's The Living Daylights. That's the one with the cellist where they like.
I literally.
Yeah.
I've seen the Brosnan. I've seen all but one of the Brosnan ones. I've seen the Daniel Craig ones, and that's it. Except for Never Say Never Again.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not a Bond. Oh no, never mind. I've also seen the Lazenby one.
Oh, good. I own the Lazenby.
He's my James Bond.
Well, he should be. Fuck whatever the Daniel Craig. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't like the Daniel Craig ones at all.
Like, James Bond is supposed to wear a suit that fucking fits him. Not this goddamn, like, who's that fucking dumb Irish MMA guy? That fucking guy. Not look like that fucking
Conor
guy.
McGregor.
Or Andrew Tate. I don't want James Bond to look like Andrew fucking Tate.
You mispronounced his last name. It's Taint. Andrew Taint.
Anyways, in a far superior Bond film, a thinking man's Bond, where women have agency, but can still be sexy. The story that I'm trying to tell, which is important probably only to Josh in the entire world, is that in the middle of this knockdown, drag-out bar fight that just erupts out of nowhere in a South Florida boat-up bar in License to Kill, who is getting kicked by Timothy Dalton?
Oh, my God. Wait. I already know who it is. I've never seen the movie. I know it's 100%. It's Bobby Sixkiller.
It sure fucking is. It's Branscombe Richmond, Bobby goddamn Sixkiller from Renegade. And it's like, wait a second. They don't even try to make him look like he belongs there. He just looks like fucking Bobby Sixkiller.
There's Bobby Sixkiller.
So fucking good. Then I had to look at his stunt credits, and he was in a lot of shit. He was in a lot of shit as a stuntman.
Including a season, 6 episode of Rockford.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of shit. Great. We love you. This is a Branscombe Richmond podcast.
Yeah. Obviously, first and foremost, we're a Patricia Charbonneau podcast, but secondarily.
Yeah.
Not tertiary. This isn't a tertiary Branscombe Richmond podcast. This is a secondary Branscombe Richmond podcast.
Sure fucking is, man. We love you, dude. We love your look. We love everything.
Everything about you.
The only thing I don't love is that I think Renegade should have featured him a little more heavily. That's the only thing.
Oh, 100%. It should have been about him and not Reigns.
Yeah. I mean, Lorenzo Lamas is fine, but I would have liked more like a Simon and Simon kind of share the load kind of thing going on.
Or Hardcastle and McCormick.
Sure, yeah.
Where there's a will they, won't they element to it.
Macmillan and wife, maybe.
Yeah, Macmillan and wife would be great. We also have a new Munchy to welcome to the fold, Matt.
Wonderful.
That you deem this bizarre thing we do worthy of a paid subscription means more than you could possibly imagine to us, Matt.
This is why we've been doing it for, 247 episodes. We would have burned out on this a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
But people have shown that they value it on
more people than I
for
imagine,
bizarre reasons.
Frankly. Some people want to hear us talk about baseball.
I think it's time. Josh, what are you drinking?
From my Tony's on the pier, Redondo Beach, California.
You know I missed it.
Souvenir glass. I'm drinking a Bullet Rye Rocks, the tail end of the bottle of it.
Nice.
I've also, on reserve, in my Naval Academy koozie can thing, I've got a Castle Danger Brewing George Hunter Stout.
Nice.
So that's from the North Shore. It's 8% alcohol. That's my reserve beer for when I finish my... What are you drinking, buddy?
I never complimented you on your Paisley Park Wolves hat. I'm digging that. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's the Prince City Connect Wolves hat. Jackie got it for me for Christmas. It's purple. It's got this... The bill is really cool.
Dude, they should come out like Morris Day for the lineup. When they're doing the Prince City Connects. Yeah, if they're wearing the trench coats, and do the
that'd be great.
We can dream. Let's pitch that to Ant-Man. You know him, right? I mean, you guys just run into each other all the time, I'm sure.
He's going to be on the pod. Both pods.
Nice. I am drinking Bullet Rye in the Rocks as well, and out of my other half brewing koozie, I have a La Cumbre Elevated IPA, which I know I've had on this pod before. It's a good one.
Well, we watched an episode.
We did. We watched an episode. Maybe hunger for some Momo this episode. This is the first part. It's Tibetan style dumplings.
All right. I was thinking of the Molesto Muppet. Wasn't the the not the Molesto Muppet, but Momo was the off-brand.
Momo was that off-brand
character.
Yes, off-brand character.
That's what I thought you were talking about. I was really thrown for a loop. I was like, wait, how does that tie into this? I also haven't watched this in a few days, so I don't remember what it's about. I'll find out.
I watched it before I watched Green Card, so We'll work on it. You're going to read the recap. It'll hopefully remind us.
I'll get there. So we're watching season 4, episode 16, Tortured. When a phone call from a sex worker's son sends a back alley trick into a case of coitus interruptus, the John trudges away in a snit before happening across the posed, strangled corpse of an Asian woman in only her bra, a torn skirt, and a pair of knee-high boots. Uni's on the scene. Benson and Stabler arrive, where blood on the Vic's boots leads Elliot to unzip the boot and Liv to ask the unexpected follow-up question as to whether anyone has seen a severed foot that is missing from said boot. Warner tells them that she was strangled with a copper wire prior to having her foot sawed off with a kitchen knife. Their Jane Doe didn't have prints on file, but she had long-healed signs of electroshock burns to the genitals, along with a history of mangled hands and rotator cuff injuries, which Wong suggests are conducive with the torture meted out by the Chinese government to Tibetan supporters. Munch and Finn head down to INS to see if they have a record of the Vic as an asylum seeker, and they do have a Kunsong Tashi on file, but her residence status is that of a married woman. Her husband, Preston Bennett, confirms that they met in Dharamshala, where she helped him get a 10th century stone Vishnu. He also says that he didn't report her missing because he assumed she was helping at Bellevue, where she got treatment for and volunteered with torture victims. At Bellevue, a counselor tells them her husband is maybe a little overprotective, but that there was no marital discord, before pointing them to Dechen Gyatso, who had been at Kunsong's first protest the week before, which her husband dragged her away from. Preston insists that he only dragged her away because their 3-year INS hearing was coming up, which meant she couldn't afford to get arrested and throw her immigration status into a precarious position. When pressed with why police may have been called by a neighbor who was alarmed by her screaming in the middle of the night, he had to inform Ben Stabiola that night terrors are a thing before storming out, pissed about the police state he suddenly found himself in immediately following the murder of his wife.
Boy, does he storm out.
Yeah, he does. Tracking Preston's whereabouts the night of Kunsong's murder leads them to a Tibetan restaurant that Kunsong had dinner the night she was killed, but with another man. That man turns out to be Preston's partner, both in business and in life. She had just moved out to ease the strain on their relationship. A look around her Spartan apartment leads them to a classified ad for a couch she'd circled, where a jilted schlub with a set of kitchen knives says Kunsong never showed up, but someone else bought that couch. The unit thinks this is a hell of a scam if you want to lure unsuspecting women into your apartment with the promises of flowery, shabby chic couches. Then Bert Trevor calls with some news about the boots, which were $700 boots and 2.5 sizes too big for Kunsong's feet, meaning they were someone else's. The boot was a prototype not available to the public yet, so after a bit of a dance about a model possibly taking off with them, the account rep cops to taking them on a hot date that ended up being a bowling date, much to her chagrin. The boot went missing there at the bowling alley. They still like Angry Polly the Couchman for the murder, so they go chasing an attack that happened near Polly's place. Polly ends up being a regular at Ma's Bakery, where the girl in Polly's neighborhood had shopped right before she'd been attacked. Different girl. Sorry, sort of glossed over that, but it's a different girl who was also attacked with similar MO, whatever. Benson wears heels into interrogation, but that doesn't move Paulie's needle, and he quickly allows him to search his place. The search turns up nothing, but CSU does figure out that Kunsong had written the address for the couch wrong and ended up at the apartment above Ma's bakery instead of at Paulie Obregano's. And Ma's oldest son is Jerry from the bowling alley. Jerry was fixing the TV when Kunsong came to his door like it was out of a dream. When she didn't want to model the shoes he'd stolen and called him a sick freak, he snapped and killed her, and then opted not to look a gift horse in the mouth and sawed off her foot with his mother's knife, which he then returned to the bakery. On the stand, Dr. Shelton says a subdural hematoma suppressed Jerry's impulse control. Jerry's mom said he was injured saving her from a robber. But the paramedic who responded to the call where he suffered this head injury impugns her testimony, as Jerry was found unconscious upstairs. It turns out his mother put him in the hospital after having beaten him for the umpteenth time for fucking around with ladies' footwear. Jerry doesn't want to turn on his mom. Not turn on, but doesn't want to finger his mom.
Figuratively.
But she beat him mercilessly with a frying pan, ignoring his cries to avoid hitting him in the head like the doctor had advised. If you're going to beat him, don't hit him in the head, says the family physician. He was beaten senseless. She gets arrived at the bakery, and all her customers know she's getting charged with murder too. And we get a, be careful where you get your pumpernickel, because bakers can be evil mothers too. Dick Wolf.
Dude. Bad baking mama.
Bad mom. Definitely a member of the club.
Oh, yeah. I think that this episode, they didn't realize how good Charlie Hoffheimer was going to be at this simple jacking that he was doing here. Because I think it's...
Some of the best simple jacking we've seen.
I think it's some of the best simple jacking we've seen. And
really that we've seen on this show. Like, let's be clear. You know,
but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's
good simple jacking.
Yeah.
He brings it.
We've seen better actors do it and do it badly.
But we really could have used him quivering over Kunsong's perfect feet for a few more scenes, I think.
So, guest stars.
We got a lot.
And we've talked about 7 of them already.
Okay, good.
And we've seen a bunch more before, so that's why we have so many. I was trying to cut out as many as I could because it was just getting absurd.
Yeah.
So we've talked about Warner, Tamara Tooney. That was in 204. I Can't Breathe because of the patchouli stench. Talking 1423 Goliath. Mm-hmm. Daniel Sanjata, CSU Tech, Burt Trevor. We were talking about him back in 113. Craig and Handplay, check. Talking season 1, episode 20, Remorse, when we did it the second time. There he's bomb squad officer who we believe is named Trevor
Burt. Yeah.
Ileana Douglas is playing attorney Gina Bernardo here. We talked about her in 156. There's Bear Goatsy, and she goes all the way up. Talking season 4, episode 10, Resilience. Every once in a while, there's a name that has something so obscure that I know half of the people who see it don't know what it is. And then the other half are repulsed by what we have said, and then decided to title our episode. We've talked about Jolly Abraham playing Dechen Gaiatso. That was in 227. No good has ever come from snapping with a chase, where we talked about season 20, episode 20, The Good Girl. There she was playing recurring character Dr. Patel. Andrea Bianchi is playing Christian Miller here. We talked about her in 190. You can say slunt on network television, which they said, in season 15, episode 12, Jersey Breakdown. There she was playing Gina Mosconi. We also saw her playing Vice Principal Yannon in Raw. Juliette Adair Prittner is playing Officer Bailey here. We talked about her in 237 for some unknown reason. Munch My Benson broke containment, our first episode back, where we were discussing season 16, episode 14, Intimidation Game. There she was playing Marissa Rossi. And the last one we've already discussed is Dan Musico, who's playing CSU Tech. We talked about him in 134. This overreach isn't going to assuage your guilt, Alex. but maybe dripping candle wax on Benson will.
Oh, yeah. Dan Musico really kind of broke the case.
Oh, he's great. He's great in this one.
He's the reason why they solved this case.
Yeah, and that was in season 3, episode 18, Guilt.
Mm-hmm.
First up, I'm going to try to do these fast because there are so fucking many.
I'm going to try not to interrupt you.
Okay.
We'll see how it
Frederick
goes.
Weller is playing Preston Bennett.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Frederick Weller is playing Preston Bennett. He was born in New Orleans to lawyers Carol Ann born Breithoff and Francis Weller. He graduated from Jesuit High School and then graduated summa cum laude from UNC Chapel Hill. He then studied acting at Juilliard in the Drama Division's Group 21. He's in the films Stonewall, Basquiat, Armageddon, The Business of Strangers, The Shape of Things, When Will I Be Loved, Southern Bells, Life and Flight, The Normals, Bad Country, The Free World, The Fundamentals of Caring, Black Klansman, Out of the Blue, Causeway, The Independent, Only the Good Survive, Beneath the Fold, Park Avenue, Highest to Lowest, and On a String. He was main cast in Missing Persons, Aftershock, Earthquake in New York, The Beach Boys and American Family, In the Beginning, In Plain Sight, and Mosaic. He had recurring roles in Rainy Days, Blue Bloods, The Good Wife, The Nick, Billy and Billy, Banshee, Odd Mom Out, At Home with Amy Sedaris, and The Better Sister. He's in 1 episode of the original series and 2 Criminal Intents. He lives in Greenwich Village with his wife, who he's been married to since 2003, actress Allie Marsh. They have 2 kids together. He is Peter Weller's cousin.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Charlie Hoffman is playing Jerry Dupree here. He was born in Detroit, grew up in Brooklyn, began acting as a child, graduated from New York Lab School. He's in the films Lassie, Boys, Father's Day, The Story of Adam's Life, where he's failed 2 times and counting, Edge City. Music of the Heart, Black Hawk Down, the Village, Would You Rather, Paranoia, Easy Living, and The Mandela Effect. I forgot that I wrote that. I forgot that I had that joke in his. He appeared in multiple roles. There was a recurring role in Are You Afraid of the Dark, Canterbury's Law, Private Practice, Mad Men, Turn, Washington Spies, 24 Legacy, For All Mankind, and Lady in the Lake. He's in 2 episodes of the original series. He's married to actress Shannon Lucio, with whom he has 1 child. Margaret Collin is playing Mrs. Krug, Ma. She was born in Brooklyn, raised in Baldwin, New York, on Long Island in a large Irish Catholic family. She graduated from Baldwin Senior High and then attended Hofstra. She's done a fair amount of stage work, getting nominated for a Drama Desk Award in 1989 and 2006 for her work in Aristocrats and Defiance, respectively. She won a Theatre World Award in 1998 for her portrayal of Jackie Kennedy in Jackie. She's in the films Pretty in Pink, Something Wild, Like Father Like Son, 3 Men and a Baby, True Believer, Martians Go Home, The Butcher's Wife, Amos and Andrew, Independence Day, Milk and Money, The Devil's Own, Unfaithful, First Daughter, Deception, Equity, The Road to Galena, 3 Wise Men and a Baby, 3 Wiser Men and a Boy, and 3 Wisest Men. She was main cast on The Edge of Night, As the World Turns, Foley Square, Legwork, Sibs, The Right Verdicts, and Now and Again, which she was a star of. She had recurring roles in Chicago Hope, Gossip Girl, where she's Blair Waldorf's mom, Nurse Jackie, Veep, Shades of Blue, The Island, and Gossip Girl sequel series. She had recurring roles on Chicago Med, and she was in 1 episode of the original series and 1 Criminal Intent. She's an anti-abortion activist and was formerly the honorary co-chair of Feminists for Life.
Fuck her.
Yeah, because she's super Catholic. She married her As the World Turns love interest, actor Justin Dees, in 1988. They have 2 kids. Stephen Sharippa is playing Paulie Obergano.
Bobby Bacala.
Yeah.
He's the everybody's favorite character from Sopranos.
Sure. So, yeah, he was born in Bensonhurst to an Italian father and Jewish mother. He went to Lafayette High School and graduated from Brooklyn College. He was entertainment director of the Riviera Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas and ended up having cameos in a couple comedy specials before appearing in an uncredited role in Casino, at which point he decided he wanted to be an actor. He's in the films Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, The Runner, Detroit Rock City, The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas.
Nice.
Sea Spot Run, Ed, Must Love Dogs, Hereafter, Kill the Irishman, Jersey Boys, Wonder Wheel, Under the Boardwalk, and Holiday Touchdown, A Bill's Love Story.
Amazing.
Had to get that in there.
I'm surprised you didn't put Columbo Likes the Nightlife in there, Josh.
I usually leave the TV movies off, especially if I'm pulling them off of, if I'm pulling their CV off of Wikipedia, because those get separated into TV versus movies.
Well, and he's obviously a few pegs down below Peter Falk.
Right,
so.
right. The issue, like, if the character doesn't have an actual name, I usually don't mention it because they're so far down.
He's Freddy. He's not that far down. He's okay. Top 10, but
that fell victim to the. I was pulling his movies off of his Wikipedia page because that's where I was pulling most of the info from.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That makes
and
sense.
then I might go back and check TV shows just to double check because it doesn't get the Wikipedia doesn't get updated as much. But
yeah,
he was main cast in The Sopranos, The Secret Life of the American Teenager, and Blue Bloods. He had recurring roles in Battery Park, Star Trek Enterprise, Brothers, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Call Me Fitz, Benders, Trip Tank, and Dexter Resurrection. He's written a handful of books with comedic twists on the Goomba stereotype. He's been married to Laura Lamos since 1989. They have 2 kids. Then we've got Jodie Long playing center director. She was born in Manhattan, raised in Queens. Her mother was a Japanese-American clerk at the American Bible Society and a dancer at the China Doll nightclub. Her father was born in Australia but was of Cantonese and Scottish descent and was a tap dancing vaudevillian and PGA golfer.
Wow. That is a lot.
Well, she wrote a documentary, long story short, about her parents that was directed by Christine Choi. It's feature-length doc, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But I'm kind of interested in it.
Yeah.
She first performed on Broadway at the age of 7.
Wow.
Which is nuts. I'm trying to think of a younger actor we've had appearing on Broadway, and I don't think we've had one.
Yeah.
Maybe we have. Maybe there was like some 6-year-old, but like...
Again, appearing in a TV show or a film is one thing, but being on stage, it's a big ask for a kid.
Yeah.
And it's 7-year-old.
To have to repeat this thing over and over and over.
Every night.
7's very young.
Yeah. That's a lot. Wow.
So she graduated from high school of the performing arts, predictably, and then got her BFA from SUNY Purchase. She's in the films Rollover, Splash, Patty Hearst, New York Stories, Born on the 4th of July, The Exorcist 3, Amos and Andrew, RoboCop 3, Striking Distance, Celebrity, Beginners, The Tale, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Night Swim. She was main cast in Cafe American, All-American Girl, Mismatch, and Sullivan and Son. She had recurring roles in The Cosby Show, Michael Hayes, American Dad, Eli Stone, Falling Water, and Dash and Lily. She's in 3 episodes of Law & Order Los Angeles. Henry Strozier is playing Dr. Shelton. We saw him playing John Freeman back in 104. Did you put on your father's underwear when you wanted to feel special? Where we were discussing Season 1, Episode 5, Wanderlust. He served 3 years in the Army, has a BA with honors in English from the University of Iowa. He's an extremely accomplished stage actor with credits dating back to 1960 at theaters across the country and on and off Broadway. He was the original male voice of the Discovery Channel and was one of the 2 cranberry bog people in the Ocean Spray commercials for 13 years.
Wow.
He's done a ton of narrator work that has netted him Emmys. He's an extremely busy voice actor, like voiceover and narrator work. He has over 100 audiobooks under his belt.
Wow.
He's in the films Birch Interval, Mary White, Talking to Strangers, First Kid, Contact, The Curve, 13 Days, Ernst Fall in Havana, House of D, Imaginary Heroes, Sex and the City, and You Don't Know Jack. He had a recurring role on Damages. He did voice work on the video games The Wheel of Time, Grand Theft Auto 4 with Sean, and L.A. Noire. He's in 1 Homicide, 1 episode of the original series, and 1 Criminal Intent. Then we've got LaTarsha Rose playing Laurie Schneider. She was born in Brooklyn and went to Georgetown. She was one of 12 hopefuls who were trying to break into the entertainment business on the Bravo reality show, The It Factor. She was in the films The Hunger Games, You Can't Hurry Love, Shelter, Holiday for Heroes, and Sugar Mama. She was main cast in Being Mary Jane. She had recurring roles in Windfall, Swingtown, The L Word, Generation Q, Them, and mayor of Kingstown. She's in one episode of the original series and one Chicago Med. Then we've got Selena Nelson playing Hooker here.
She's fantastic.
We couldn't miss her.
She was fantastic.
I only have 2 bullet points on her, but she's so good, I couldn't skip it.
Most of my notes about her.
She's great. Main cast on Big Bag, recurring in New Amsterdam. 1 criminal intent, 1 conviction. It's a Cabot show. Then we've got Travis Guba playing Marshall Bowman. He grew up moving around the world a ton as his dad was a government employee working with the military. He graduated from high school in Sacramento. He got a full ride scholarship to any college he wanted, so he started at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, but then enrolled in the experimental theater wing at Tisch. After college, he moved back to California, where he taught public school and worked in local theater productions before deciding to chase the dream of acting full-time and attended the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. He's done a ton of commercial work. He's in the films Brooklyn Lobster, Alien Raiders, The Dark Knight Rises, Reality, I Am Gangster, The Energy Specialist, Broken Memories, Gentleman's Fury. He had a recurring role in Nick Jr.'s Play-Along. He's in 4 episodes of True Crime. 4 more. We've got Ed Visayo playing Paramedic Rodriguez. He was born in New York City, produced a bunch of shorts and the features King Kelly, Days and Nights, Fairfield, Amok, and Sweets, which he co-wrote. He's in the films War of the Worlds, The Deep and Dreamless Sleep, and Keep the Lights On. He had recurring roles on The Sopranos, 6 Degrees, and As the World Turns. He's in 1 Trial by Jury, 1 Criminal Intent, and 3 episodes of the original series. He died from leukemia in 2014, just shy of his 46th birthday.
Yeah.
Then Felipe Couliong, who's playing the waiter here. He's Chinese-Filipino-American from New York City. He attended Stuyvesant High School and then went to Baruch College. Is it City University? C-U-N-Y? City University
C-U-N-Y.
of New York? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He was in the Obie-winning production of Benton Kozo. He was in the Academy Award-winning student film Bohemabot. He's in the films December Ends and Every Dog's Day. He died in 2024.
Damn.
Then Ron Domingo, who's the manager here.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him playing Bill Stallworth, the father of the bride, in episode 25, where we were talking season 10, episode 20, Dearly Beloved. That's the one with, he puts the big space in between the E and the R and therapist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was born on Staten Island. He's in the films Man of the Century, Robot Stories, Slow Jam King, and The Motel. He had a recurring role in As the World Turns. He's in 1 Criminal Intent, 3 episodes of the original series, and 1 Trial by Jury. And lastly, we have Judy Del Guidici, who's playing Judge Corwin here. We saw her playing Judge Elizabeth Masulo in episode 1. Dick Wolf being Dick Wolf, talking season 1, episode 1, Payback. And we saw her again in 121. She comes from a good family. She eats legumes. She was the judge in episode 1, or season 1, episode 4, Hysteria. She graduated from Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut with a BA in theater arts and studied at the American Conservatory Theater. She studied improv with Alan Arkin, performing with the improv companies The Village Soaps and Presence of Mind. She's also performed as a stand-up. She's in the films 10 Benny, Boiler Room, All the Wrong Places, On the Road with Judas, and Righteous Kill. She's in 3 episodes of the original series. She is an adjunct professor at Tisch, teaching Acting 1, Intro to the Actor's Craft. She's also a script analyst at Focus Features and has 2 sitcom scripts in pre-development per her page at NYU's acting page.
Yeah.
That's it.
So she spends a lot of time in the same locations where this episode was shot, because it was all shot in and around Washington Square Park.
I'll take your word for it.
It was, which is where NYU surrounds.
Yeah, I know where
Washington Square
NYU
Park.
is.
Yeah,
I honestly don't remember a single location from this episode.
So the bakery was allegedly at Sullivan and Houston, which is like 3 blocks south of Washington Square. They talk to the one lady who is now wearing running shoes, who is afraid to ever wear
because she's
high-heeled pump boots. Yeah, because Jerry took 3 inches off of her life.
Yeah.
But they talked to her right in the middle of Washington Square.
Okay.
But yeah, everything else is like right on the streets right around there. Yeah. So the
right.
cold open contains multitudes, Josh.
So back when we did our episode on Pandora,
Yeah.
I'm almost positive I mentioned that he was in Prague the same day as he was said to be in New York in another episode. This is that episode.
This is
the episode where Stabler is both in New York working this case and in Prague working the Pandora case.
Per the cards?
Yes, per the cards.
Wow. Interesting. That is fascinating.
Stabler has split into two Stablers.
Is it reaching critical Stabler mass? You know,
Yes.
It's nuclear Stablerson. You know,
yeah. But charming start to a cold open.
Great cold open. Well, at least the first, minute of it, fucking great.
Before
we have
found.
We have a sex worker who's putting her child first before her job,
which Adam, you're all too familiar with.
Dude, I really identify with this woman.
You routinely have to put your children before your sex work.
and I gotta say, this John, he's so desperate to get his rocks off. We're talking like a disgusting, wet, cold loading dock where he's trying to get, a hand job or a BJ or whatever. Like, this is not.
I think they're going to fuck. I think they're going to fuck on that.
They're just going to fuck on that cold, wet concrete?
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to roadhouse her against the wall.
But you know what? Like she has priorities, and I'm glad she has her boundaries.
100%. I do wonder if he got his money back, though. Like, after the cops showed up, they're both like sitting there. Oh, I know. But I'm curious. Maybe
he did not get his money back. She was not putting up with his bullshit. His bullshit is the reason why the cops had to come to begin with.
Sure.
Because if he had just done what she had requested, which was keep your mouth shut while I'm on this call, he would have sat there calmly, and then they would have conducted their business, and then somebody would have discovered the body. But instead, he has to go walking off and start running his mouth.
Yeah. I do have to say I feel very bad for this poor featured background actress.
Dude, I have the exact same note. I said it looks fucking cold. This episode aired on Valentine's Day. So which means they shot it January, probably, maybe late December.
Either be sometime between the end of November and the beginning of January.
Yeah. Still, they shot it in the fucking winter.
Like December, they maybe shoot one episode in. So it would be either end of November, but regardless,
it's fucking cold.
Yeah. She is wearing nothing.
Your boiler has kicked on at this point in your apartment if you live in New York City. It's fucking cold outside. Yeah. She is wearing nothing. She's wearing a bra,
short skirt,
and a mini skirt and boots. And you can see the goosebumps all over her skin. That took a while to film.
Yeah.
She was laying there on a pile of trash for a while.
I wonder if they heated the trash for her. If you have the answer to that, dear actress, who we sincerely feel terrible for what the show just did to you. Or did you 20 years ago, but I'm sure you still remember.
Again, watching it on a big screen TV or on my monitor, all you can see is goosebumps. Because you can tell it's 25 degrees outside. It's 25 degrees outside, home. And she's wearing a bra. And she's been laying on that trash for, I don't know, at least 15 minutes while they're getting set up and everybody's getting imagine they put her in position and then they're sounds wait a second, we need to get the sink right. We need to get the sink.
Sound sync. So we find out that the perp used a serrated knife to saw her foot off. So she was strangled with copper wire. I do have questions about the copper wire.
Yeah.
Because that kind of wire is never just bare copper wire on a...
Because you burn your house down.
Yeah, 100%. Because he was fixing the TV. He's fixing the TV, but the copper wire wouldn't be bare.
Maybe speaker wire, but still...
Speaker wire still
has insulated with plastic.
It's not just bare copper wire that you're...
No.
Whatever.
Unless you're hanging out with bubs, from The Wire.
I have never personally dealt with bare copper wire in any home electronics situation.
I'll tell you where I've dealt with bare copper wire. It's guitar strings. That's where you find
100%.
bare copper wire.
And that's like copper coated. It's not actual copper.
Yeah. But maybe if you're bubs and you're stripping down vacates, then maybe you're dealing with some bare copper wire. But
like, I don't think any of the guitar strings are actually copper wire. Maybe they are, but I don't think they are. Anyway.
She also says that there's like noticeable marks from hilt guards. And I'm sorry, I actually did a dumb deep dive on this. Because I'm like, a hilt guard on a kitchen knife? I've never heard of such a thing. Like a hilt guard, you could also call it a pommel. So like, a knife, the handle's the hilt, right? Uh-huh. And a hilt guard would imply that there's something preventing your hand from sliding up the knife blade.
Like on a sword.
Exactly. We're talking on a Bowie knife or a sword or some kind of hunting knife where there's like a piece of metal that sticks out like this.
Not a
so that when you fucking stab somebody or something, your hand doesn't slip and go up the blade and cut your fingers.
All knife makers are expecting this to be the when you're stabbing somebody scenario.
When you're chopping vegetables, you don't stab with a kitchen knife typically. No. I'm not typically stabbing with my knives.
Though serrated you're sawing, but it's still
you're sawing, but you're sawing, but you're not. I mean, again, you're like slicing, sawing, whatever, but you're not like you don't need a hilt guard because you're not violently sawing bread, which is mostly what you're
says you.
A knife with.
Sometimes those uncut bagels.
Anyways, I went like trying to find a kitchen knife with a hilt. I found some really hideous hunting knives that I guess douchebags could use in their kitchens, but not ones that one would typically use. We're not talking about a paring knife or a boning knife.
Their kitchen consultant on this
chef's
one
knife.
failed. They fell down on the job.
Did you look at, like, Bobby Bacala's apartment had a glorious display of knives. Did any of them have a pommel? No, none of them did. Really pissed me off.
Yeah, there's also, there was genital scarring from an electroshock device. And then there were rotator cuff and hand injuries that point to being strung up and tortured. Now, Warner does say that there are 9 carpal bones, but there are only 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did I think we had... Oh, that's why, because I misspelled it. No, I didn't. I thought we had a title that involved electroshock anal
No, that's just a recurring...
It's a recurring theme in SVUs.
Yeah.
Electroprobe anal ejaculation.
Yes.
That's not what happened to her. No. Pretty disturbing stuff that happened to this woman that died before we met her.
So this is where Wong suggests she's probably a supporter of the Dalai Lama and of a free Tibet.
Yeah, Finn says, a painful game of Shock the Kitty.
He sure does. Yep. Now Munch rightly questions our immigration policies that were broken as far back as February of 2003 and have not been fixed still. He says, gee, it's almost like someone hung out a sign welcoming your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, and then and gets cut off.
But then Munch also questions Agent Wong's, like...
That's later. He does this. Munch says that when he's at immigration.
Oh, no, but this is earlier.
In the scene with, in the scene with Wong right before that.
He like questions whether... I think he puts the emphasis on Wong, like he's questioning his like support of, I don't know, like his anti People's Liberation Army bona fides or something like that because he has a Chinese surname.
I didn't catch this.
I don't know what he's doing in this because he says, "Isn't that right, Agent Wong?" Very accusatorily. And I don't remember the context for that. Exactly. Yeah. I don't remember the specific context. I should have written down what Wong said right before then. But
right.
Yeah.
So we find out that her name was Kunsong Tashi.
Yeah.
She's a resident alien. She's married to a Preston Bennett.
Quite the name.
We find out that he met Kunsong at the bazaar and there are multiple ways in which this is translated into English or transliterated into English, but Dharamshala or Dharamsala, where she translated for him. Now, Dharamshala is a city at the edge of the Himalayas in India, where since 1960, the Central Tibetan Administration moved their operations in exile to at the behest of the 14th Dalai Lama. The day player maybe says his own wife's name wrong. He says Kun Sung instead of Kun Sang.
Are you talking about Peter Weller's cousin?
Oh shit! No, yeah. Never mind. I thought this was before I knew he was in multiple scenes. I call him the day player, but he did maybe say his own wife's character that character's name wrong. He says Kun Sung.
He was focusing on how weirdly can I close doors, because he does in a later scene. He really closes some doors weirdly.
Adam, I don't know if you remember what it was like in 2003, but gays close doors oddly.
You know what's really interesting? I just want to point out that to get this episode, to record this episode on the same day as we're recording Green Card, that is kismet, is it not?
Oh yeah. I
mean,
they
they're
think about that.
The same plot.
We're dealing a lot with immigration right now. Now, Elliot seems certain that this husband wouldn't have stood for his wife helping at the center at all hours without a phone call. When Liv calls him out on his bullshit, he says that's different because he's on the job.
So was she.
Exactly. Fuck Elliot. Fuck Elliot here.
Yeah.
What a
seriously, bro.
Yeah.
There's a reason why your marriage falls apart, Elliot.
And then your wife gets blown up.
Yeah. There's a reason why Liv bombed your wife's car, Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot. Then Bellevue leads to a Free Tibet protest where they're told her protective husband dragged her away from a protest the week before.
But as it turns out, it's so that Preston didn't want to lose that swanky co-op with the great balcony.
Sure.
And the lovely greenhouse.
Sweet garden. Yeah. So they're going very hard at this husband and really don't want to understand what at least seems very obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's been expressed by, Wong, your, psychologist, and by all the physical evidence that this woman had been tortured severely for a long period of time.
Yes.
And then was devoting her life in this country to helping other victims of torture. It does seem plausible that she might have some post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms, which them being special victims unit, you'd think they would have had at least some knowledge of these symptoms.
100%.
Maybe not.
So then we go to Hello Dolly.
It's good. Good pun.
Great.
I love a good pun.
Good job, guys. Love it.
The only thing that could have made it better is if art department made a Buddha statue with the face of Louis Armstrong. That would have been the coup de grace if they had really gone the full distance.
Okay, I'm not getting it.
So Hello Dolly, was like a famous musical. But it was also Louis Armstrong had a big hit with Hello Dolly.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way back in the day. I'm not going to do the Louis Armstrong voice. No. I could, but I'm not going to do it.
Let's not do that.
I mean, so they're in Hello Dolly. They're talking to the waiter. They talk to the manager. There's a large wall of fish and crabs. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, I've eaten Tibetan food. It's delightful. Love it. Very good. Momo are solid second tier dumplings. Not number one dumplings, but solid second tier, very good dumplings. If you're in New York, you do a Jackson Heights Momo day. It's great stuff. Really good. Now, my problem is that if I were going to eat Tibetan food, I don't want to sound prejudiced, but I am loath to order seafood from desert cultures. Yeah. So it's not that it's
from
not
a landlocked country.
Yeah. I know that there's a river there, right? But it is a very dry plateau. There is not much precipitation that falls in liquid water terms, Yeah. Snow, sure, they get some snow, but it's not. We're talking powder, right? It's dry. There are not crabs anywhere near there.
No.
Sure, If I'm getting, Cantonese food, absolutely. Load me up on the fucking crabs. Absolutely.
Are we becoming a when to and to not order seafood podcast? It feels like we are.
I mean, we might be. It's like, would I get oysters at a Tibetan restaurant? Probably not.
So, classified couch, add red herring.
Yeah.
That it seems like no one in the writer's room was super thrilled with because they really didn't flesh it out and just...
I love this concept.
This
is like an only on SVU thing where it's like I definitely have heard people talk about how they don't like putting stuff on Craigslist because they don't want strangers coming over to their house. This was definitely like
in the heart of that point in time.
But you don't want people coming over to your house, right? And I totally get it. I've heard that many times.
And that's why you go and pick up, say, a set of 4 wheels in the parking lot of a Burlington coat factory in New Jersey.
Sure. as one does.
Love you, Pike. Sorry. The boot wasn't hers. More importantly, it wasn't made available to the public yet.
Yeah.
The rep tries to say Crystal wore it on the runway and then took it, but she's in Milan, and then she has to cop to her taking it.
To having gone on a date to a bowling alley. Que horror. I think that sounds nice. That's a fun date. That guy was probably a great dude. And whatever. Okay, you know what? That's a great sign because that guy was like, here's something that we either have a good time when we talk while we're doing this and we don't have to be good at it. And we drink a couple cheap beers. Maybe we have some nachos with some squirty cheese on it and we go about our business. And clearly he was the one figuring out that she's not right for him, even though she's gorgeous and has a fancy job and stuff. And so good for him.
Now, going home from that date in stocking feet would have been terrible.
Oh, yeah. Fucking miserable.
Oh.
Fucking miserable. I would have forced those assholes to give me some bowling shoes to walk home.
Oh, yeah. And walk off with a bowling shoe. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. You're supposed to keep track of my shoes.
You have no idea how many times I've stolen bowling shoes. I mean, I stole more than one pair, for sure.
A little different than Jerry's collection, but...
Much different. It wasn't so I had like a portable spank bank.
But the thing is, what's great about this, I'm just going to come back to Hofheimer's performance in this.
But do we also have to talk about Marshall?
Yes, because Marshall is killing it here. And Hofheimer is in the background. And only because I've seen this episode multiple times, and it's one that's kind of stuck with me, or at least his part in it, the character of Jerry stuck with me. Yeah. I see him and I'm like, oh, holy shit. I remember what episode this is, but I only remember it when they start talking to Marshall. And Marshall is like doing this whole thing. He's really laying it on.
He's so good. Travis Guba and Charlie Hofheimer carry this episode.
Yeah, and they're both like in that scene where Marshall is going off on this whole thing.
We need more Marshall.
This is like a whole
they needed to ditch the couch storyline. And just have it be about Marshall and Jerry.
This is a Kevin Smith movie from when those movies were good, right? And not have him be a foot fetishist who cuts women's feet off. Just have him be an awkward guy in the corner.
Right.
Have Silent Bob and Jay show up for a minute or two.
Yeah, because Marshall and Jerry are Randall and Dante.
It's gold. It's gold, Jerry.
Yeah, gold.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good in this. I can't believe this bowling alley scene is the best part of the episode, but it absolutely is.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. I mean, the cold open, like the working girl, cold open.
Again, Serena Nelson, so good.
Her character's name is Hooker, right? Is that right? Classy.
Yeah. Well, presumably short for TJ Hooker.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that was Tribeca, so it wasn't, you could, if she was down in the Lower East Side, at least it would have been geographically correct, because I think I've described how the word hooker comes from Corlear's Hook, which is the bend in the East River in the Lower East Side. Yeah. And so the people that are around there.
Not from the bend in someone's joint.
Dude, I think we were... Man,
Can't wait to know where this is going, or find out where this is going, Adam.
There's an ad for a Peyronie's disease treatment that,
nice.
every now and then I see on streaming services.
Every now and then.
I don't know if it's being targeted towards me or not, because maybe it's because I cackle with glee every time it comes on. Have you seen this one? It's like it's like three older dudes. It's like what's the Andre Braugher show with Ray Romano?
Men of a certain age.
Men of a certain age. It's like neighbors of a certain age. There's like a kind of like,
the Cialis guy,
40s dude, and he's got two Cialis guy neighbors, and they're like coming out of the garages, and they're like, "Oh, we got a guy for that. Oh, I got a guy for that." He's like, "What about peyronie's? What about peyronie's?"
They're like Pike and Porte.
Exactly. They're driving for an hour and a half to get shrimp in a place where you can get shrimp all over the place.
No, I got a shrimp guy. You gotta have a shrimp guy in Port A.
Anyways, yeah, love that Peyronie's ad. Definitely keep your eye out for it. Like, watch that ad break.
Yeah. But yeah, the bowling alley guy, Marshall, is irrationally confident. Other bowling alley guy, Jerry, thinks Marshall sucks and pathetically hits on every girl who walks through the door.
It's kind of like a DPO situation kind of going on a little bit.
How happy are you that I know exactly what you're talking about?
Oh, I know you know DPO. We've established this.
Yes. That's the Lightning Boy episode of the X-Files for the listeners who are not on the same dumb fucking wavelength that Adam and I are on. With Jack Black and Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Great episode. Great episode.
It's a good one. It's a really fun one.
Munch has a shoe map of Manhattan because of course he does. They meet the Vic, who was obviously Jerry's first victim, or one of his first victims, and she is not 5'1". Even if she lost 3 inches, she's not still 5'1". She is like 4'11", 4'10".
She's very small.
She's very
short.
I
did not go on Celebrity Heights to figure out Maloney and Bet.
Hargitay's 5'9" or 5'10", I believe.
Okay, she was
at least at this point.
She looked like a foot shorter than Hargitay.
Hargitay is 5'8".
Okay, maybe Hargitay had a small heel on or something like that, or platform, but it looked like this girl was a foot shorter than Hargitay.
At least a foot shorter.
Like, it was wild. Like, Hargitay was like Wemby towering over her, like...
Yeah, it's like Wemby next to Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
It's Aaron Judge next to fucking Altuve.
Jose Altuve.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I have big problems with the address shit here going on, okay?
Okay, I'll let you hit that before we get to interrogation with Polly.
And I'm going to do a little New York geography for a second. So, I'm sorry, but this is a show that knows... The Village is west. There's the West Village, which is west of 6th Avenue, but there's Greenwich Village, which is west of Broadway. And so here's how the East and West in Albuquerque is very simple.
Yeah.
They're straight lines. For the most part.
Broadway is not a straight line at all.
Broadway is not a straight line at all.
Broadway starts cutting across blocks at the bottom of Central Park.
Yeah. So from the northern edge of Manhattan, from the Harlem River down to 8th Street, all the way at the northern edge of Greenwich Village, 5th Avenue is the dividing line between East and West. A lot of that is Central Park. But when you get south of Central Park, 5th Avenue is where that line happens. Now, when you get to 8th Street, for some reason, it jumps a couple blocks to the west to Broadway. And Broadway is the dividing line. But Broadway is only the dividing line between 8th Street and Houston. And then south of Houston, it's Bowery. You have to jump 6 blocks back to the east to Bowery. And Bowery is the dividing line until it could become so fucking convoluted that nobody knows which direction anything is. Because Bowery starts turning and none of the streets go in a straight line.
Right. The weird bottom part of the southern part of the island is just a weird free for all because it's curving.
Because it's from the 1700s.
It's from before, but before cars were a thing, before grids were part of city planning.
Exactly. There were ponds there, So that's where those dividing lines lie. Now, anybody who lives in New York knows that all the addresses in the Village would be west of the line. So the actual addresses that are in question, which are Houston and Sullivan, would be roughly 100 to 130 West Houston Street. Now, the address for Bobby Bacala's house, I'm not going to remember what Steve Sherpa's character in this is named, but he's Bobby Bacala to me. His address is 462 East Houston, which is supposed to be at Sullivan and...
It's Pauly Oregano.
Okay. So, Pauly Oregano's address puts
Oregano, but with a B in it.
Yeah, it puts him at the far southeast corner of the East Village, which is 462 East Houston. And we're talking like the far southeast corner. Like we are in an assisted living home that is surrounded on all sides by public housing.
Okay.
We are east of Avenue D. So we are past the Alphabet City. We are on the street where I remember in Alphabet City, the film, there was a scene along a brick wall, and that's Avenue D down there. Anyways, the address given for the bakery / apartment above the bakery is 624 East Houston, which of course would be well offshore in the middle of the East River.
Sure.
But why not just switch those to West is the problem that I have. I know that they're not using real addresses, but just switch them to West. So at least
one of the addresses is basically in Brooklyn.
Yeah, exactly. At least make it on the right, at least believably the right half of Manhattan that you're in.
Sure.
Anyways, sorry, minor quibble, but the sort of thing that that gets my goat.
Yeah.
This is now Green Card, where they're actually putting their INS hearing in the building where you would have your INS hearing.
Now, speaking of goats, Hargitay puts on these boots.
Ooh, yeah.
Or heels, and the heels don't work for Pauly, but they definitely work for me in this scene.
They definitely work for the viewer. And they definitely work with our understanding of the Benson character, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Shh. Those were her boots. They were
definitely her boots. They were her boots. 100%. As we've talked about before.
Yes.
But he's like, search my place, get off my back.
Mm-hmm.
She flipped the first two numbers in the Houston Street address. What are the fucking odds that the flip numbers in the address lead us back to the bakery and Jerry?
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm not gay. I just like the way that they look on women. That's not literally what he says.
That's the gist. Yeah, that's a good paraphrase.
That's essentially what he's saying. I only followed her home to see where Short Girl lived so I could break in later and take those boots.
He really admits to a lot of weird shit pretty fast.
He comes to a lot of shit really fast because he's got his mom fucking caved in his skull, basically. All right, so Gina's motions, Cabot. Gina, you and I both know that any affirmative defense you come up with is going to be a load of crap.
Really, I love Ileana Douglas in this scene because the whole thing she goes on about her shoes because she makes Cabot compliment her shoes, and that's a really fun exchange.
Well, because she's wearing shitty shoes because
she's wearing very boring shoes.
Because she doesn't want to get her client off.
It's the only way that Jerry can focus.
Dr. Shelton testifies to frontal lobe trauma and its effect on impulse control. Then Cabot shoots back with why are the other 500,000 people who suffer brain injuries every year not turning into killers?
Well, Josh, as it turns out, there is some research on this.
Awesome.
And I can forward you I guess this is from NIH, a paper about criminal responsibility of frontal lobe syndrome. And yes, people with frontal lobe trauma are much more likely to commit criminal activity. It's a medical report, so it's a little slow reading, but pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, the NIH site is many things, but it's not full of really fun reads.
It's not juicy stuff, but yeah, actually it's fairly interesting. I kind of skimmed it. I did not do the old due diligence that I should have, but there is definitely research on this, and there's more than just this. There was a few PubMed articles as well about people who've suffered frontal lobe trauma are more likely to commit crimes or at least have sort of personality disorder type symptoms, which is it makes sense. Brain trauma and all that.
Sure.
Yeah. Just like that evidence that a lot of what they used to call post-traumatic stress disorder, which definitely is a thing. But a lot of that is actually brain damage caused by shock waves from explosives.
Yeah.
In like,
which is basically a concussion.
Exactly. Like
or
massive,
effectively.
Yeah. It's like massive brain trauma because the shock wave moves through your brain at a different rate than it moves through the air and through your skull and stuff like that. So it's pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
Shell shock, as it were.
Mom testifies that Jerry was normal until he was injured when he was trying to save her from a robbery. We've got shades of Jerry Brudos here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it, but if you watch Mindhunter, that's the guy who's visiting prison in Oregon. Yeah, the tall, weird guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Paramedic says Jerry was found unconscious upstairs in the apartment, not in the bakery, as Mom had testified to on the stand.
Yeah.
Then Little Bro says Mom beat Jerry because she blamed his shoe fetish for her two husbands leaving. And Jerry said something to someone about their shoes in the bakery earlier that day, so she beat him with a frying pan, ignoring his pleas to follow the doctor's advice and not give him any more brain trauma.
Little Brendan's school is actually a church that's on 4th Street. And I was like, why is Brendan going to a church in the middle of the day? And so I stopped and watched it again. It's like there was a bunch of other kids coming out of it. And it's like, oh. But if you've been on Washington Square Park enough, it's like, oh, I know where that is. Because the library.
You go down to Washington Square Park and play Wemby in chess?
Probably. Yeah. I that would be so much fun. Here's a giant with hands that are a foot long playing chess, speed chess. That sounds fun. But the Bobst Library, which we've definitely talked about on the pod before, because they had to build a railing system around the interior of it because people kept diving off upper levels to commit suicide, is in the background of that shot. It's just like the next block over, basically.
They arrest her for murder too. Bad mom.
Yeah, she's a bad mom. Brendan's quick. And she's a bad mom. Bad bakery mom. You'd think she would have beaten them with the rolling pin, though, right?
Yeah, not a frying pan.
Canonically, as a bad bakery mom.
I concur. But yeah, she's bad bakery mom.
All right, so is it time to rank this episode, Josh?
Sure is.
We got through it. It's late, but it's been worse. As we do, we rank these episodes every week. We rank on the overall quality of the episode, the quality of the guests they're in, how problematic the episode was, and the depth and breadth of lives ruined. Of course, we're trying to come up with an overall composite score so we can rank this one against all the other episodes of the show that we've watched over the years. I don't know. Let's just front to back. Was this a good episode? It's uneven.
Like, it's not perfect by any means.
It's not perfect.
But it's mostly propulsive. It's got some fun stuff. It's probably like a 7?
I think, 7 was exactly the number I was thinking. It's good. It's memorable in parts.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. It's not I'm not like fully cackling the whole way through. I don't love everything that happens. Now, the guest stars is the next category. I think we have
Farmer and Gooba. We want a whole series of those characters.
and what was
Jerry
her name?
Dupree and Marshall Bowman.
Yeah, but what was the name of the where is she? Oh, Selena Nelson also.
Oh,
I thought the three of them were
Hooker?
Fantastic. Yes,
we want a Jerry Marshall and Hooker show is what we want.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
I could see it like like if you're
again Clerk scenario. They're at Quick Stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd watch that.
I would watch that. I would watch that show. Skinny Kevin Smith. Here's an idea for you, okay? Yeah. I haven't seen any of your movies in a long time. Not even sure if you're really making them anymore, but
he kind of is. They're not good.
No.
But this would be.
It's been a while.
Kevin.
Yeah, this will bring back the Mallrats energy, This is what the people want.
Well, go back to the Clerks energy, which will be even better.
Clerks, Mallrats, that's what I'm talking. The golden era, So those three are great, I think.
Yes.
I mean, does anybody else move the needle one way or the other? Steve Sherpa's great. The way he says, whores, they were whores. I always love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, Dan Musico, CSU Tech was fun.
Yeah, he was fun.
Those are the ones that stick out, though.
I'm primed to like Steve Sherpa. I always think he's
Sure.
fun whenever I see him.
Fred Weller and Paul Fitzgerald are fine.
We didn't even talk about Fred Weller storming out of the interview with Benson and Stabler. Nobody's ever slammed doors like this. It's just never happened. Nobody's ever done this. He has this wide stance when he's opening the doors that is very weird. It doesn't look human almost. It looks like he's turned into some kind of
well, he's probably channeling
stop motion
his
animation
cousin.
character.
He's probably channeling
so?
his cousin, in RoboCop.
Yeah, maybe RoboCop, maybe
he learned how to slam doors from RoboCop. Guests, what? Is this a 6?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I think if Hoffheimer had been given the guest star role,
which they're never going to do because he's
not a known
actor. Yeah.
Exactly.
But he's
this
very
wasn't
good.
that kind of episode. But he really nails it.
Yeah. I mean, Travis Guba's a star.
Yes, but honestly,
Marshall Bowman.
I wanted most of the
here.
episode to take place in the
bowling alley. 100%. Yeah. I wanted this to be a bowling alley show.
I want the off-putting, weird foot fetishes guy and the wildly overconfident, short, blonde guy. I wanted to know what happens. I wanted to see how they break down the lanes at the night. I wanted to see them rub down the lanes in the morning. That's what I wanted to see.
And I want to see them do the Jesus,
yes.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus ball thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. They were great. So how was this episode problematic? I mean, he cuts women's feet off so he can jerk off.
Well, he cut a woman's foot off because it
for
his
collection
better.
Because they look much better with a real foot in them.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
I mean, he's kind of I've seen interviews with Ed Gein now, and he's kind of got the Ed Gein kind of thing down.
Yeah. Geiny Brudos.
It's Geiny.
Yeah.
It's off and slow, but not.
Yeah.
But not Sean Penn.
Because of his mother. Because of his wildly abusive mother. We've got wildly abusive mom here. We've got our dear unnamed actress who, if you were this actress, we would love to have you on the pod. We feel very bad for what happened to you, how dirty you were done here.
What kind of, I want to know the bump they gave her to sit on a pile of trash when it was 20 degrees outside for
I can
promise
half an
hour.
You it wasn't enough.
In 2000, what was this, 2004?
Three.
Something like that? 3.
3.
Yeah. Yikes. That was a long time. It was like more than one setup. Because there was the initial setup.
When they're not shooting, obviously they have
they're putting a big coat on her.
Yeah.
But that's a long fucking night, man.
Terrible.
So, I don't know. It's pretty problematic. It's not over the top problematic, right? Another 6?
I'm trying to think if there's anything we're missing. Yeah, it's probably a 6. Maybe a 5. It might be
a 5.
Well, no.
The
foot thing and the bad mom stuff is all.
And Marshall's problematic and funny. And the cold open is problematic and funny.
Yeah, in multiple ways, yeah.
So we get depth and breadth of lives ruined. We have a tragic situation where we don't know if the sex worker is getting paid, and we also don't know if her customer is getting off. We assume that possibly neither one of those things is happening.
Yeah, so we have 2 unhappy people. To make no mention of the dead body fucking 20 yards away.
We also have Marshall, who has a really outsized sense of his own
We have
prowess.
the unnamed actress who is in this is straight up this is a trauma that she is still unpacking, I am
this
sure.
This is an
of.
atrocity. This is
yes.
They are doing PLA torture to this poor fucking actress.
Yes.
Here's $98.50. We're gonna make you sit on a fucking pile of trash for 2 hours while we
in a bra and a very short skirt.
While we get the lighting right and the sound sync
and knee-high boots.
Yeah, wild stuff. We didn't talk about Warner. I've missed Warner. I feel like I haven't had a good Warner line in months, and she had some fun stuff. That would be more in the problematic, but So we obviously have Kun Sung is dead.
Do we also have to factor in, to a certain extent, Tibetan freedom people in China? Like, that's got to at least factor in a little bit.
Well,
she was also tortured pretty heavily.
But it does factor in directly to not
to
just
the trauma
abstract,
patients that she's volunteered
because we see her whole group session
Yes.
come in, and they all seem like lovable people. They're all wearing their regalia. They're all wearing regalia. They're not. They're definitely not like dressed like normal New Yorkers coming off the street. But yeah, no, definitely that definitely factors in.
So
because
it's like
because that is shit.
Well,
that is shit is pretty
and
brutal.
obviously Jerry also. Jerry's a victim here.
Yeah, Jerry's a victim
Of his mother.
and
Of his
I think Brendan's a victim probably too. He just hasn't
he's not
hasn't like
responsible for his mother's husband's leaving him. But
yeah. But now he's going
In
to
her
be in the
eyes.
foster care system because all of the people in his life are gone.
yeah,
There's kind of a lot of victims in this one.
yeah, 6.
I think we can bump it to a 7
Okay,
at least because of the months of torture that Kun Sung suffered, and by proxy all the other Tibetans.
right. The only reason it can't go much higher is because
It's not landed especially well.
she doesn't get a line.
Well, she doesn't get a line, and neither do any of the other.
The show doesn't
torture
forget
victims.
about her, at least. Frequently,
Yes.
the show forgets about the victim who dies in the cold open. This victim does, like,
She's
for the
remembered.
most part. She's remembered at least as far as, like, act, 3 or 4 is concerned.
I mean, it's
and
a
then
little
the other
bullshit
victim
that,
is...
like, it would have if Preston. I can't remember his last name.
Wilson.
Preston Whiteman.
Preston Wilson.
Preston Wilson. If Private School Whiteman was actually married to her, that might
And
have
former
been
center
able to,
fielder for the Marlins.
yeah, they might have been able to land that aspect of her death a little bit better, but because they immediately turned it into an Andy McDowell rom-com premise, they kind of sucked the air out of that balloon, you know.
Yeah, it would have meant more if she had, like, a grieving spouse.
Yeah, that would have been a good choice to do. I don't know why they had to do that.
Yeah.
I guess
He
it's
cared for
because-
her, but he didn't love her, and so he's not mourning
Exactly.
the
He was just a friend.
loss of his, yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, I don't know. Is 7 okay? Do you accept 7?
Yeah, 7's
Because I
fine.
do
7's
think
fine.
that we're talking about a broader issue that is probably
Yeah.
doesn't get enough notice, and it is very real and very disturbing and terrible. So we're getting an overall score of 6.5, which slots it in above the last episode, Russian Love Poem, but below the episode before that, PC, which PC was coming with big stars and a just insane first act, an absolutely insane first act.
Yes.
That really put it over the top. So I think that's kind of where it belongs. I, for one, really remembered the Jerry character from like watching SVU as a fan.
Yeah.
And immediately when we got to the bowling alley, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. So it's one that's stuck with me over the years.
Right on.
But I think, if memory serves me correctly, it is time for us to roll the next one.
It sure is. So, heading over to episode.lol, which was built for this podcast by friend of the pod, Flet, who also co-created Cinequote.net with my Unkind Rewind co-host, Sean McGrath, your daily movie quote trivia game, which my streak's over 80 right now.
Nice.
Again,
my brain
so-
is so melted by Parenthood that, like, it's like a movie I've seen a bunch of times, and I'm like, I don't remember.
You just have to think about the voice. Like,
I know,
I
sure do.
Just think about the voice.
Absolutely do. But
Yeah.
now that I'm out of winter break, maybe my mind will come back.
Sure. It might rebound. You're hoping for an elastic effect.
Dude, they gave the kids a Monday off, and I was like, why the fuck did you give them Monday off? Can't these monsters leave already?
Well, I mean, in Minneapolis, Thursday and Friday, they had to fucking cancel school.
Yeah.
Because of fucking
Because
ice
these
pollution.
assholes are, because of that, yeah.
Fuck ice. Fuck
Yeah.
ICE hard.
Seriously.
Not just abolish ICE, but like prosecute
everybody involved with them. Honestly, the only fucking part of DHS that should remain after this is the Coast Guard. Fuck all of the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very pissed right now.
Yeah.
As they're murdering people,
In your town, not very far from you.
Like I am a quarter mile.
Technically not in your town, but like, yeah.
I'm a
very
quarter mile
close.
from being in South Minneapolis. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's the river that separates us only, basically. Episode.lol, built by friend of the pod, Flet, co-creator, cinequote.net with friend of the pod, Sean McGrath. The tape is spinning. Bill and Ted are not happy at all.
Oh, I hate that part.
And we have landed in season 10, episode 4.
Uh-oh. 10-4.
Lunacy.
Okay.
The investigation of a famous dead astronaut found in Battery Park has hit a dead end, causing Stabler to ask for assistance from his old mentor, Dick Finley, a former colleague of the victim, and an astronaut himself.
Sure.
Adam, who do you think is playing Dick Finley here?
An astronaut who is Stabler's mentor. Don Knotts.
We only wish. Actually, you don't only wish. I am certain that you are going to be so fucking jazzed that Colonel Dick Finley is played by none other than James fucking Brolin.
What? Man.
Yes.
James Brolin is in the zeitgeist, guys. Wow. James fucking Brolin.
James fucking Brolin. Now, Night of the Juggler is definitely happening.
Definitely on deck.
So we'll do Call Me.
Definitely
This won't
on
drop
deck.
until, I think this will work out to where if we do Call Me for February and we can do Night of the Juggler for March, I think this works out right.
Great. Fantastic. Love that.
Wonderful.
Megan has no idea what the fuck she's about to watch.
Dude.
Because she's never seen a movie this good.
Jackie was sort of judging the movie by whether or not she'd pick up her phone at all. She never picked up her phone. Okay. So this episode has James Brolin, obviously. Already.
God damn.
Huge.
Amazing. Fucking amazing.
But it has Danny Mastrogiorgio, who we've seen multiple times.
Yes. Yes, we sure have.
Dane DeHaan.
Yeah.
Who, he's a real actor.
Chris Elliott?
I know, Chris Elliott.
What?
I was hoping you weren't looking at it yet. Chris fucking Elliott's in this episode.
That's the
too.
first name that
Chris
jumped
Elliott.
up.
Amazing.
Wow. This is going to be, and we got Dickie Stabler in this one too.
And Betty Buckley as as Attorney Walsh, not Benson's boss for a while.
Wow. This is going to be
fun.
It's going to be fun, man. I'm really excited about this. Okay, I can't wait.
Dude. Like, I kind of want to record this tomorrow.
James Brolin might be our third favorite actor, I think, on this pod. So we've already established.
So obviously we're a Charbonneau podcast first and foremost.
Yeah, we've always been a Charbonneau podcast.
Then obviously it's Branscombe Richmond.
Yeah.
Richmond. Branscombe Richmond.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's late. We've been recording
late.
for a long
It's fucking
time.
late. And then it's kind of Brolin after that, isn't it? I mean,
I think it's Brolin.
Night of the Juggler.
I mean,
kind of
we've already done
place
one
in our
Brolin
brains.
movie for Movie Club, and we're about to do another. We love James Brolin.
Fantastic. And again, I can't recommend highly enough season 1 of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, which stars James Brolin in the Jonathan Frakes role.
The Jonathan Frakes role. Yeah. If anyone wants to hear more about Jonathan Frakes, we had a really fun episode with Laura Faye Smith of Unkind Rewind. I'm almost positive it's in the Q's and T's episode with her and not the main event, but the main event's with Black Widow, a Deborah Winger movie.
Nice.
Sean and Laura Faye Smith both have Frakes stories that are super fucking fun.
Oh, I'm definitely going to go listen to that because
Yeah.
I'm a big Frakes guy. I put it on because I wanted
Sean's
to see
worked
Frakes.
with him before, but the
Really
Sean story with
fantastic.
Frakes isn't about working with him.
Yeah.
It's much more fun. The Laura Faye Smith one is about working with him, but is equally fun. Maybe more fun.
I was really jazzed about watching Frakes do the Frakes thing on Fact or Fiction because
and then
he really does it.
James
and then it's
Brolin,
James Brolin. He's doing a totally different thing, but it works.
Yeah. James Brolin is God. I can't believe we drew that. I really can't believe this was the episode I drew after
Fantastic.
five draws of episodes we'd already done.
I'm telling you, man, the randomizer, like if we
it's also this one's written by Daniel Truly. That is a sign that I really need to reach out to him on LinkedIn.
Dude, if we were watching these in like a pre-industrial society, we were watching these episodes.
Sure.
I would definitely like be
where the invention of television
powers.
Predates the Industrial Revolution.
Sure.
In that alternate reality, which is very realistic.
Yeah, no, just hear me out. The way that the randomizer is like gifting us with these like through lines, like these like threads between where the episodes we watch are interacting with like world events and with the dumb shit that we talk about. It's really, there's a ghost in the machine, man.
And I mean, honestly, if the world wasn't on fire and everything wasn't so fucking horrible, if everything wasn't so fucking horrible, I'd maybe think there was a higher power, but it's very clear there's not.
No, but I just think the higher power is in whatever randomizer that Flett created.
Maybe Flett is our higher power, but Flett is just controlling our lives.
Somehow we put D. Snyder in.
Sadly, Flett is just focused on our lives and not on the world at large.
Yeah.
Flett, can you fix the world at large, please?
It's a minor deity that we're talking about, but a deity nonetheless. Yeah. Anyways, we have a Patreon, guys, which is a very fun way to hear these episodes because we've gone.
You could have just heard us go off on a fucking 5-minute tangent about Greek gods and which ones we are.
We're at an hour 20 minutes at this point.
Yeah,
close to it.
2 hours and 27.
2 hours 20 minutes. I'm sorry. We're going to cut 30, 45 minutes out of this easily.
We're at 2:27 right now. I will cut a full hour.
Yeah, you're going to cut an hour.
Yeah.
A lot of that content is fun. And if you want to hear it, and you want to hear it a week early, you need to join our Patreon at the Munchies tier to hear that stuff. Now, we have a lower tier where you can hear the edited episode ad-free, which is also great.
And also just support the podcast, obviously.
Support the podcast. Yes. That's the most important thing.
Yes, you're getting ad-free, but you're also helping this thing continue to make sense.
You sure are. Ad-free does get access to the movie club episodes, right?
No.
Oh, they don't. Okay, sorry.
Ad-free is full back catalog. Ad-free.
Full back catalog. Yeah. Okay.
And there have been some episodes there's sometimes where if the old episode that I'm dropping in the Gen Pop feed is post 100, I might drop the old uncut episode into the feed. So I've done that a few times. I have to be able to access it. So sometimes if it's your episode that you edited, I don't have the uncut feed. It took me so long to figure out how to find the uncut episode when I downloaded it.
Oh, sure.
Because it's very hard to find downloads.
Yeah. Anyways, that stuff is all great. Now, if you want to talk about this episode, the best place to do that is going to be on our Discord server. You can find the links to that and the links to all of our social media accounts and website and email address and merch page at Zazzle. You can find all that shit on the show notes.
Are we pronouncing it Zazzle now? Not Zazzle?
I'm going Zazzle today. I'm going Zazzle.
Okay. All right. I am. I'm fine with it.
Because, look, guys, there is some unique merch stuff that we have that I think people would be pretty thrilled if they had their
Mother Needs
Who's Going to Change My Bag or their Mother Needs Her Juice
pint glass.
Yeah. There's good stuff out there. There's solid stuff, as well as the classics, the Munch My Benson koozie, the Munch My Benson coffee mug.
Where the logo hasn't been taken down.
Has it mostly been taken down? We probably need to go on the page and check it out. Because a lot of them had a Law & Order SVU podcast, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it might have been. The downtown skyline of. It could have been the font, but it also could have been the downtown skyline.
Because I literally did copy
Seattle.
the font.
I know.
But it could be the downtown skyline of Seattle that I stole from Frasier.
Yes, it could be that too. So.
Well, anyways, some of the stuff is still there, apparently.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But guys, we are on social media. We're at Munch My Benson. Nobody else has come up with that name, shockingly enough. But I think on that note, it's time for us to stop doing this and for me to go to bed.
Yeah, it sure
late
is.
As fuck.
Yeah, it's almost 2:30 here in the Central Time Zone. It's almost 1:30 Mountain Time, where Adam has children who will wake up in the morning.
Demons.
Though you may have a day to yourself tomorrow.
But I have to get them out of the house first.
But you could theoretically
once
nap.
they leave, I could theoretically take a nap. We'll see. Yes. I've not had that opportunity.
Fingers crossed
years,
for you.
So, so I don't know what that's like, but it's possible. And I bet it'll happen. I'm confident.
Okay.
But I'm going to be out there.
Good luck.
Munching my Benson consensually. You know what? If there's a beautiful lady and she's got knee-high boots on and a great haircut, and she's telling me to hold on a second because she needs to tell her kid that everything's going to be all right and mama's going to be home soon. Yeah. And if that's all I have to do to have a great time on a cold, like a fucking 35-degree rainy loading dock, that's what I'm going to do. Because I think that would be the respectful move. That's the move.
What a dickbag. Anyway.
Yeah.
More power to Hooker.
Yeah. It's a different world we live in, Josh. Some things have gotten better.
Sure
some things have gotten worse.
Yeah, I remember her. She was really unhappy with her date. Totally hitting on me.
Really? Now, was that here at the counter, or did she lure you down to her lane?
No, I was working concessions that night. I delivered several pitchers of beer to the lady.
How often do shoes get stolen from here?
Hey, Jerry, we got a pin stuck on lane 17. You want to get on that?
Hey, Marshall, you didn't answer the question. Lots of shoes go missing on your watch?
Well, no, they don't go missing that often, but... I mean, we get kids playing pranks and stuff, but between you and me, I mean, that lady was so toasted, she probably dropped him down the ball return.
Hey, buddy. What's it like working for Marshall the Kingpin?
I hate that guy.
You hate him. He annoy the customers as much as he annoys you?
He hits on every girl that walks through that door. It's pathetic.
I'm guessing he sees a lot of rejection.
Nothing but it. He never gets anywhere.
Well, aside from this bad habit of harassing women, you ever see him taking things that don't belong to him?
I wouldn't put it past him.